Welcome to Verse and Vibes TV, your source for original content including poetry, spoken word music, and digital art. Today we pay homage to one of the best poets to ever do it. Langston Hughes was one of the most powerful poets of our time. In honor of Black History Month 2024, we wanted to make sure he is never forgotten. Soon you will understand why. First, we will give you a brief history of his life and his work. Then we will end with one of his most powerful poems for you to enjoy. Notice the imagery and sensory details in this poem and how the speakers is making you think or rethink about America. Also reflect on your own experiences where you did something that impacted others' lives. Lastly, think about the poem's final line and think what it means to you. So, without further ado, we present our segment. Enduring Legacies. Our first feature writer, Langston Hughes. Langston Hughes, a prominent figure in the Harlem Renaissance, left an indelible mark on American literature. Birth name: James Mercer Langston Hughes, was born on February 1st, 1902 in Joplin, Missouri, U.S. He was raised by his mother and grandmother after his parents' separation. His early poetry includes the iconic poem The Negro Speaks of Rivers during high school, which garnered attention when published in the Crisis newspaper in 1921. He later started exploring Harlem, New York. He formed a lasting attachment to Harlem, the great dark city. His literary connections quickly developed influential friendships with writers Anna Bontemps and Carl van Vechten. Before we dive into his poetry and influence on the culture, here are 3 things you need to know about Langston Hughes. Langston Hughes emerged as a central figure in the Harlem Renaissance, a vibrant cultural movement celebrating Black art, music, and literature. His poetic voice resonated with the struggles, joys, and aspirations of African Americans during a pivotal era in American history. Here are 3 cool facts to keep in mind. 1. Early years and literary beginnings. Hughes spent his formative years shuttling between his mother and grandmother after his parents' separation. His early exposure to literature and music fueled his creativity. In high school, he penned our featured poem for today, the iconic poem The Negro Speaks of Rivers, a powerful meditation on the Black experience across time and geography. Hughes's exploration of Harlem, the great dark city, further shaped his artistic sensibilities. 2. Pioneering poetry and prose. Hughes's poetry, characterized by its rhythmic cadence and vivid imagery, captured the essence of Black life. Works like The Weary Blues, Dream Variation, and Harlem showcased his ability to blend the personal with the universal. His prose included the autobiography The Big Sea, the novel Not Without Laughter, and the play Mule Bone, co-authored with Zora Neale Hurston. Through his writing, Hughes became a poet of the people, elevating everyday experiences into timeless verses. 3. Enduring Legacy. Langston Hughes's legacy extends beyond his literary achievements. He championed the ordinary, celebrating the resilience and creativity of Black communities. His influence reverberates through generations of poets, activists, and artists. As one of America's most celebrated poets, Hughes remains an indelible voice, reminding us that poetry can both reflect and shape the world. You cannot talk about the Harlem Renaissance influence without mentioning Hughes's pivotal role in this cultural movement. He remains a poet of the people, simply because his work focused on the everyday lives of the Black working class. In summary, Langston Hughes, a renowned poet, and is recognized as one of America's most notable poets. Truly a literary trailblazer. That was a brief summary of the life of one of our favorite poets. He has truly inspired us. Tune in next time for another Enduring Legendaries segment. Thank you for watching our segment, Enduring Legacies, only Verse and Vibes TV. And now please enjoy a poem called A Negro Speaks of Rivers by Langston Hughes.
I've known rivers. I've known rivers ancient as the world and older than the flow of human blood in human veins. My soul has grown deep like the rivers. I bathed in the Euphrates when dawns were young. I built my hut near the Congo, and it lulled me to sleep. I looked upon the Nile and raised the pyramids above it. I heard the singing of the Mississippi when Abe Lincoln went down to New Orleans, and I've seen its muddy bosom turn all golden in the sunset. I've known rivers, ancient dusky rivers. My soul has grown deep like the rivers.